and tools are tools used for agricultural practices are known as agricultural implements. Mean of crops. Similar types of the plant cultivated on a large scale. Meaning of food grain. Any grain produced for human consumption, example rice, wheat, and etc. The task undertaken by a farmer over a period of time is called agricultural practices. These practices involve preparation of soil, selection and sowing of seeds, addition of manures and fertilizer, irrigation, weeding, crops protection from pests and diseases, harvesting, threshing, and winnowing. Storage. Let us know more about the task involved is in crops production. Preparation of soil. Soil is very important of plant for plant. Thus, the first step before growing a crop is the preparation of soil. Soil ensure roots of plant and allow the transport of water and nutrient to the plant. It also provide oxygen to the root soil that contain a mixture of clay, gravel, water and human is a best suited for plants preparation of soil involve two steps. First step fluffing or tilling, the process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or fluffing. It is one of the most important steps in agriculture. A fluff hoe, hoe of cultivator is used to loose the soil. Fluff. It is made of wood or iron. It has a strong triangular strip called fluff shear. The main part of the fluff is a long log of wood known as fluff staff. Fluff staff. A fluff is plowed either by animal or by tractor. These days, iron fluffs are more popular. Hoy. It has a long wooden or iron rod with a bent iron plate at one end. Cultivator. It is a tractor-driven implement used for fluffing. The various advantages of fluffing or tilling are loose soil allow the root the penetrate deep into the soil. As a result, the plant can be fixed more firmly. It helps in trapping air in the soil. Roots need these air to breathe. Loose soil help in the growth of earthworms and microbes in the soil. These in turn provide nutrient to the plant. Turning the soil help in bringing the nutrient rich soil rich soil to the top. It help in the removal of undesirable plants called weed. Fertilizer mix more uniformly with loose soil. Second second step leveling. There are big pieces of the soil called crumbs that are often found in the soil which need to be broken with a plunk to level the field. The leveling of soil is done with the help a leveler. A leveler is drawn by animal or by a tractor. The field is leveled for sowing, sowing as well as for irrigation purposes. The various advantages of leveling are bigger chunks are broken down into a simpler ones, helps in proper application of manure and fertilizer, help in uniform irrigation, thus prevent water logging. Fourth, leveling also prevent for erosion during the water and wind. ये पूरा पढ़ना है? मेरे 4 पेज हो रहे हैं, 4 5 8 पेज हैं, 2 पेज पढ़ लिया मैंने और पढ़ लो, ठीक है। Selection and sowing of seeds. Once the soil is prepared, farmers have to take a lot of care about the seeds they sow. Following things have to be kept in a mind while sowing seeds. First, good quality seeds which are healthy and disease free are selected before sowing. Preferable high yield seeds are taken. Sometimes chemicals such as fungicides and insecticides are also sprayed over the seeds to take extra precautions. Right depth and proper intervals between the seeds are the two important steps taken at the time of sowing seeds. Fourth, the seeds sown at right deep allow enough and sunlight so that germination is not affected. If they are short on the surface of soil, they may be eaten by birds, and if they are sown too deep, they may not get enough air to respire. The proper distance in between the seeds from each other allows and the plants to have enough space to grow and not compete for water, nutrient and sunlight. Water is required by seeds for germination. The soil must have water in it. However, if there is too much water, seeds may not germinate it properly. Selection of good quality seeds. As a human population grew, the agricultural land starting declining. The decrease in agricultural land was because more land was needed to make houses, industries for the increasing population, etc. Scientists realized that there was a need to increase the crops production per unit hectare of land. Better seeds that could give more yield was to be sought after. The technique of hybridization was used in which new varieties were developed by cross breeding two or more than two varieties together for the desirable character. Thus came the genetically modified crops (GMO), which give far more productivity than the earlier species. Different tools and methods that are used for sowing of the seeds are as follows. Broadcasting. An old method of sowing seed malute is called broadcasting. It is done simply by sprinkling the seeds all over the field by hand. This method of sowing seeds does not ensure uniform spacing between the seeds and right depth of the seeds in the soil has not considered an efficient method. Seed drill. It is a modern method of sowing seed. A seed drill consists of a funnel-spaced seed ball con- connected to a series of long tubes with narrow holes attached to a Fluff seeds are put into the funnel. The seeds and are sown uniformly at proper distance and depth by a seed drill as the fluff furrows the land after sowing. The seeds are covered by soil which prevent birds from eating the seeds, and seeds drill also saves time and labor. Transplantation. There is another method called transplantation. In this method, the farmers grow the seedling in a nursery, which is a small pieces of land also known as a seed bed. Some plants such as tomatoes, chilies, rice, and onion are first grown in a nursery bed. The healthiest seedlings are then selected for transplanting. Example, for transferring into the field. This method increases the crop's production. Addition of manures and fertilizers. Plant need nutrient for growth. The soil get depleted of its nutrient as plants are grown in the soil year after year because the plant use them up. Thus it is important to maintain the fertility of soil and replenish the nutrient is a possible either by adding manures and fertilizer to the soil or by natural method. Natural method. Field fallow. In this method, we leave the field free fallow for one or more season. In it means that avoid grow plant for a season of or two. It will replenish all its nutrient itself natural when that the death 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 plants and animals that collect on the land are decomposed by microbes. The nutrient return back to the soil. Crops rotation. Crops need some natural more than the anther. Thus flower grown different crops on the same land by rotation. Crops are grown in plantation planned order in such a way that the nutrient need of the next crops is different than the previous one. This is called crops rotation. The rotation plan may vary from year to year. Each crop has specific requirement of nutrients which they obtain from the soils. Some crops nutrients add essential elements to the soil by using the crops rotation method. The nutrient of the soil can be maintained over the years. For example, crops like rice and wheat use large amount of nutrient nitrogen from the soil which can be replenished by growing a legu- leguminous plant. Pea plant as the next crops that natural replenize the soil with nitrogen in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Nitrogen fixing bacteria called rhizombium are present. Rhizomium, rhizobium, rhizobium are present. They can fix the atmospheric nitrogen and convert them into compounds that can be used by the plant. The soil then becomes ready for the next wheat or rice crops. Crops rotation has several advantages such as it prevents soil depletion, maintain soil fertility, produced soil erosion, control diseases in plants, etc. It is one of the oldest and effective method of enrichment of soil. Fixed Fixed cropping, mixed cropping or intercropping is grow two or more crops simulate, simulta- simu- sim- simultaneously in the same field. The crops are selected in such a manner that the nutrient requirement of one crop is provided by another crop's leguminous plants such as pea, soybean, and krill. Crops like wheat and rice can be grown together in the same field. Cotton and groundnut are also often grown in the same field. Thus, mixed cropping contributed to improved soil fertility and crop production. Apart from the above method, the fertility of the soil can be increased by adding manures and fertilizer from time to time.